Hey everyone, I'm Glory.
I'm Amber.
And welcome to our monthly talks for Syndesi. This came about because we really just wanted to be able to accommodate everyone that is in our group, because we know by personal experience it has been so hectic with schedules, and sometimes we're not able to be in our chats the way we want to be, or we can't do the plans like we want to, so we feel like we're falling behind, and we don't want that for anyone that is in the Syndesi group. So we thought, why not bring something fresh to the set, do something different, something new. Shout out to you. I'm just kidding. And so we're going to start with our first installment, and this month we're going to be starting out with the topic of balance and transition. And I just want to read a couple of definitions for that, and then I'm going to let Amber read our scripture. So, change is events that occur in life and alter lifestyle principles or habits. Transition is the process of adapting to change, and balance is an even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. So with that, I'm going to let you go ahead and read our scriptures and we'll get into it.
Our scripture is coming from Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of this joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne.
So with that, let's start with just us. Like, what have you been going through that you feel has been like a major change in your life, and then the transition that happened in that?
Well, first, the major change is on my job and then my living situation. I got my new house.
Yes.
So I'm dealing with all the stuff. Dealing with all the stuff that comes with living on my own and living independently, and also in my job, to where I've transitioned to a higher position. I think I wasn't ready for it, because I'm like, I like my little job,
right?
Working,
I
doing
like
the least, just doing the least I can. And now they're putting me in this place where I have to be more of a leader and training people and doing different things.
Right, and then so like with that, I felt that because I just moved to my apartment, but that's like what, 1,000 something miles away from here. I'm all the way in Dallas, Texas. But with my job, I transitioned out there, getting a new place, having to uproot from that place, which we'll get into that a little later because that's a testimony. Anyway, in a trial. But I think the thing about being with people putting more on you, or with your jobs putting more on you, you feel like it is a weight that's like just set on you, and so it kind of sets you off balance. So how does that actually mess with your balance?
It's because you're not expecting it in a certain way. You're like, it's kind of thrown on you to where, like, if you're just lifting weights, just the regular thing, you know what you're lifting. But then to say like you added stuff, you just let me try this, and you're like, whoa, this is a little heavy. I don't think I can pick this up. So it's just kind of being thrown off your guard, is what makes me feel kind of out of balance.
See, for me, it's learning my habits.
Yeah.
That was big. I didn't realize how much my habits weighted me down. Like I was very dependent, and this is a part of like growing up in general. I'm very dependent on my mother and on my family and on my church family, and so being thrown into a place where I'm no longer near them all the time. I'm now like in a place where I'm like, okay, I'm having to do this on my own. God, I was so used to doing these reps, and you got these people behind me helping me do this. Now I'm having to lift these by myself, and I don't know how to do this on my own. And it sometimes feels like I took on too much at one time, when all it is like I'm not evenly distributing it so that I'm not overwhelmed.
Yeah, kind of
like felt like that.
All the time. Like whenever when I go to Corral, and you be hungry after church. And you put stuff on your plate. My girl's like, well, okay, don't let your eyes be bigger than your stomach, and you don't notice that there's more stuff on your plate that you can like handle by yourself. So like I'm taking on this and that, and I'm forgetting I have something else to do. Even with like our being thrown into leadership. I'm like, you know, you guys are ready. Like,
And the thing is, people know we're ready before we know we're ready.
exactly.
So that's how it's been like the last month and a half or so. It's like, oh no, you're ready for this. And I've been hearing that a lot more from God. It's like, oh no, you're ready for this. And you're like, but why though?
Because I'm comfortable.
I'm comfortable right here, and God is like, okay, but I don't care about your comfort.
Yeah.
And that can be very blunt to hear. It's like, I don't care about your comfort because your comfort's going to keep you from moving forward. It's going to keep you stagnant, and I need you to move forward, and I need you to learn how to maneuver the transition and moving forward. And so, like, with all this balance and dealing with that, is like, I'm learning that, okay, I can't just lay at my house every day on my day off watching TV all day long. I actually have to get up and make myself have a routine, do something, get out of my house, make sure I'm not just cooped up. And God is showing me, like, there's more for you outside of what you are willing to allow yourself to be open to experience.
But was it hard for you to, like, recognize that you were, like, off-centered and off-balanced?
It was a slap in the face, to be very honest, because, like, for example, for church here, because I am also on our praise team, I'm used to, okay, I got to be up at this time so I can get to church and be there on time for practice. However, when I'm in Dallas, I'm like, as long as I leave the house by like 8:30, I'll make it to service. That's not okay.
Right.
I should have the same habit of getting up on time so I can be at church on time there as I do at home. I should have more reverence for God at home than I do when I'm not at home, which that's a whole word. Hold on. We're gonna sit that right there. We're gonna sit that right there. But in all of that, it's also like, I notice, like, I'll make time to go do stuff within the city, but I won't make time within my own day to, like, read my word, make sure I'm connecting with other people, make sure I'm, like, listening to the right music, making sure, because all of that also plays into how you are balancing everything God is handing you. Because you'll be like, okay, God, I'm ready for something, but you haven't let go of the baggage from the past,
right?
And you want to keep it with you because it's a comfort for you. It's like that emotional support thing that you keep, and learning to just let things go.
It's like in the midst of, like, transition, it's like we've all had, like, different transitions. How did you feel emotionally going through the transitions?
So the one that I think hurt the most was with friendships. Because I remember a time where I felt really isolated, and it hurt so bad because, you know, dealing with issues from childhood, and not really like issues, but like abandonment things. I'm like, God, I don't like feeling like no one wants me. I don't like that feeling. And he's like, it's not that no one wants you, it's just you have outgrown the people who are so accustomed to using you.
Yeah.
And so I have to let you move out of that so you can grow and be the person that I need you to be, so that I can introduce different people into your life that are going to help uplift you. They're not going to just use you, they're going to pour into you. And you're going to pour into them. And so that was a hard one. And then another hard one was getting into my job, which now going on 3 years, like, you wouldn't have thought it that I would make it this far. Just going from living in a small town to being told you have a week to find a place in New York.
Yeah.
A week and $2,000. Good luck. That's what you got. That's what you got. Here you go. Go. And being like, okay, God's got this. I'm gonna find something. Sitting in the hotel. Do it.
Right.
Just God's got it. He's gonna. No, you have to get up and go, and learning to adult and go out and look and try to find, and not really allowing myself to want to settle, but having to because of my laziness, not preparing for it. Because I went into training like, oh, I'm gonna get Charlotte and I'm gonna find my apartment by myself and I'm gonna be cool. No, you're going to the most expensive city. You're gonna live with 10 women. You're gonna be in a room with another woman, have a bunk bed in there, and that's how you're gonna live for a year. And you don't realize how much other people can affect you, right? When there's so many different souls and spirits living in one space. So that also was a difficult one, which could be a whole segment on its own.
like when I was doing art study and just trying to figure out different, not only my transitions, but just transitions in general, how a lot of transitions can be emotional. And just coming from like people going to relationships, or people like us leaving home, leaving our comfort zone, and how just I was reading this talking about how we have these feelings and God gave us these feelings, but He's given us the greatest feeling of going transitions is gratitude. So for being grateful of where we were and being grateful for having those times in that transition to the next and the new thing. So that's the most important thing I've been going through is just being grateful.
So what have you found to be grateful for within like everything that you've been handed?
Like just coming off my job, I was in my comfort zone. I already had like the best like partner in crime, and she was there. She taught me everything I knew, and her transition was like she left, and that was my comfort because I was like I can't do anything without her because she is like she's my person. And when she left, I was thrown into a whole new environment, having to experience things on my own. And I was grateful for the time with her, but now I'm grateful that I get to be my own person.
Right.
And people are knowing me for my work and what I'm doing. So just being grateful in general for just experiences.
I like that. I think with me, I have to find gratitude in the small things. Just to kind of dabble into my moving into Texas. I have an apartment, moved in. The day I got the keys, they said they had an infestation.
Maybe that's all I had to say.
Honestly, it should have been and in that, I had to learn how to stand my ground. Because I am non-confrontational on a day-to-day basis. I don't like confrontation. I don't like having to come up or speaking for myself. I don't like having to speak up for myself.
Because that's what mama's for.
Exactly. But in that, I mean, she was there for me and she was ready to go fight him. But I was like, Mom, I gotta do this on my own.
Yeah.
I gotta take this step, and I did it with tears. I walked up to the leasing office the next day, and I was like, okay, well, you tell me you can't get maintenance out here. You tell me you can't get pest control out here. What can you do? Let me talk to a manager. You don't want me to talk to a manager? Okay, well, I'm gonna find a new apartment, and I want a full refund. And learning how to just like state that and stand my ground in that had me shaking in my boots.
I believe it.
And so on the way to get going to view the apartment that I'm in now, I got a call back and they gave me my full refund. And in that, I was just thankful for God's grace and to be able to lean on Him to even stand up for myself, because it's not something that I'm used to, and it still makes me shake to this day to go up to my leasing office and say, hey, where are you on my maintenance orders? Like, the smallest thing. I don't like doing it for myself, but I know I have to, because if I can't speak up for myself, I'm going to speak up for the word.
Right.
Like, how am I going to stand firm in the word and I can't stand firm for myself? And so now I'm in a new apartment. It's not perfect. It's not. Do I want to fight them 95% of the time? Yes, I do. But I thank God that I'm able to have a roof over my head. I thank God that I'm able to pay my rent. I thank God that I have a bed in there. Like, I'm set pretty much. But I'm learning to be like, okay, God, thank you for the small things.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me get this far. Thank you for keeping me for this far. And then on top of that, you allowed me to find people that I enjoy to hang out with who are Christians.
Right, exactly.
Like, it was hard in New York to find people who love God in a close proximity. I had to take the train for an hour just to get to church in New York, and now I'm maybe 30-minute car ride.
Yeah.
But I also have friends there who are there to pray for me when I need it. And so He showed me that in change and in transition, there's a beautiful new thing that has happened.
Good stop, because you was in my mouth. I was just going to say that.
Yes, because we right here.
We right here.
We right here. But I think it's the thing that we take for granted is that God gives us these transitions to learn more about ourselves and about His grace.
Exactly.
And so in that, we just have to be sure that we are giving Him the chance to do just that. Because a lot of times we'll be like, okay, well, I got too much on my plate now. I can't really, God, I love you, but I'm going to talk to you on Sunday. And then the rest of the week, oh, you want to go do this? Okay, let's go. Oh, you want to go do that? Okay, let's go. And God's sitting here like, okay, but I just wanted 30 minutes of your time. I just wanted to talk to you today. God, I'll talk to you later.
But you're all right.
But
you
you know my heart.
Yeah, exactly.
We say, and that is something that we say all the time. God knows my heart. And that's the problem. He knows our heart.
And that's why we need to spend time
And
with
that's
him.
why we need to spend
He's like, I know you. So
the more we spend time with him, the more he can make our heart new. And so that we have more of a heart for him. And so that it's not saying, no, you can't go see your friends on the weekend, but prioritize, okay, I'm going to see you, but it's going to be after I have my praise and worship at home. It's going to be after I give God some time. It's going to be after I allow him to work on me so that it's not just a once a week thing, it's an everyday thing. Which there's a song like that, and I'm going to listen to it.
But yeah, that's the main thing about transitions. We can transition in our daily lives every day.
Every day is a transition.
Because that's what we need to do. Because our flesh needs to die daily.
And that is hard. That is hard because we are so used to just giving to those relations. It's something that I noticed about myself. I'm like, I am lazy. I had this conversation. I was like, girl, if you didn't have to get up and go to work, you wouldn't. If you didn't have to get up and do this, you really wouldn't.
Yeah.
I love cooking. I will warm up a frozen meal before I turn on my stove because I don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
And God's like, okay, but you treat me the same way. It has been a beat up after beat up after beat up in this time, but what have you learned the most about you in your transition, in your change, and what are you looking forward to learning about yourself?
And my transition, what I've learned most is I like to be comfortable. I don't like to be put on the spot. I don't think of myself as a leader. I'm more like, I'm in the pack, just squeezing in the middle. I don't like to be up front. I don't see myself as that. But I'm starting to see that people see me as that. So I need to be comfortable with myself to be able to come out and speak out more. And even like this, because I'm talking to you, I'm fine. But if there was people out here, I'd be like, kind of shy.
Yeah, because you know yourself. Like,
yeah.
Let's roll into Sunday.
Exactly.
Sunday, being put on the spot is not comfortable. And so when I was called up, it was like, oh, okay. But I've had moments like that with my mom in the car where I'm like, we talk and I'm like, oh, that's a word. And we go full in on it. So I know it's in me, but because she's a comfort zone and there's no one out here to judge me, I don't mind talking to her about it. But put on the spot on a Sunday, like, I'm like, okay, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't need it. And God's like, no, but I need you.
Right.
He's like, you have something to say. And if you just give me the chance, I'll show you how to say it. And so, I always say our callings are never in our comfort zone. This is not in my comfort zone.
Right.
But it is something that I do enjoy doing. And I wouldn't enjoy it if I didn't feel like it was something that I was called to do. I would be like pulling teeth. It would be pulling teeth. And I think that is something that everyone has to get past. Because like you said, you are comfortable just helping. But you are a leader. You said you don't see yourself as one, but you are. You love kids. You like to teach kids. A leader likes to do those things. And as I was telling my mom on the way to church yesterday, leadership is not for the comfortable.
Right.
It's not to make you comfortable. It's not a comfort zone to be in. You should never be comfortable as a leader leading someone because you should always have the fear of God, but have the inclination that you are on the line for the people you are influencing.
Yeah.
And so making sure that you're trying, even though you're trying to make the right choices, understanding not everything you do is going to be right. Not everything you do is going to be taken easily. Like, it's not always going to be a yes man in your corner.
Right.
And learning that, okay, but if I heard it from God, I got to keep going. But yeah, I think in this time, this actually doing the videos is what was necessary, because I noticed that everyone's going through a transition. We have young adults who are getting married in our group. We have those who are like me, who travel a lot, and those who are just trying to find their way. And so being able to sit and listen and be able to be like, okay, they're not lying.
Right.
They're telling the truth.
Exactly.
They're going through the same things we're going through. We know them. And I think it's that testimony they need to hear that you're not going through this alone.
Right.
Like, you don't go through life alone. I promise you, if there's something that you're going through, there's somebody else going through it too. Just hook onto it.
And that's what Syndesi is for.
It
Connections.
is. It
It's
is.
the growth and the learning.
The growth, learning.
Connection.
Please stop. But yeah, no, but I did enjoy this conversation. I think it is needed, and I can't wait to go into the group and just talk to them about it because, you know, everyone has their own story. It'd be really cool to be able to hear what they have to say about their transitions and what it's taught them about themselves. And so with that, after you watch this video, please go into the young adults group. Just let us know what your thoughts are,
Any feedback.
Let us know about what transitions you're going through and how we can pray for you through it. And I mean, you heard us, so now you know how to pray for us. Pray for our strength. Pray for our ability to stand firm in what we're going through and being able to be in this place. And we can't wait to talk to you guys. And until the next video, that is it.
See you later.
See
Thank
ya.
you.
Bye. Toodaloo.